Good evening and welcome to Joy News Prime. We're coming to you live from our studios here at Kukumlimli. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina. So for tonight, Speaker of Parliament Alban Babing condemns alleged misconduct by Esutifi North and Esutifi South MPs in inciting attacks on officials of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, warning that the House won't shield lawmakers who break the law. We have details as the Majority Leader reveals that one of the MPs involved have been put. Government report sheds light on the alarming violence that marred Ghana's 2020-2024 election, resulting in 15 deaths and 40 injuries, with the Interior Minister vowing to ensure accountability and prevent further future electoral violence. And ahead of the finals of the National Science and Maths Quiz, we'll tell you the story of one of the finalists of Pokowari School's Stephen Kofi Ba, who has faced defeat, doubt, and the weight of expectations. But through it all, one lesson is written boldly: you don't stop just because it hurts. Choosing us. Well, tonight, Speaker of Parliament Alban Babing has condemned the alleged conduct of two MPs who allegedly instigated an attack on officials of Naimos. The two MPs involved are MP for Esutifi North, Ebenezer Kwaku Ado, and MP for Esutifi South, Collins Dauda. Delivering a formal communication on the floor of Parliament, Speaker Alban Babing warned the MPs that the House will not shield them if they engage in any misconduct.
The report of attacks on a team from the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, a task force which we all know has been established to combat illegal mining activities in the country, is most worrying. Also worrying is the fact that the attack was allegedly incited by one of our own, the Member of Parliament for Esutifi North constituency, Honorable Ebenezer Kwaku Ado, who further ropes in a senior member of this House, Honorable Collins Dauda. While I'm yet to be fully briefed on the matter, I want to take this opportunity to condemn in no uncertain terms the attack on the team of security officers who have been assigned to help deal with the menace of Galamsey, which has to be dealt with robustly. I have therefore instructed the Office of the Clerk and the Legal Services Office to provide all the needed support to the investigation by the Ghana Police Service within the framework of the 1992 Constitution, the laws of this country, and the standing orders of the House.
The Minority Leader Alexander Feyomarkin had a warning for his colleagues.
Mr. Speaker, can we, as political leaders, for once, agree to stay the partisan approach on this matter and deal with it and let our citizens know that this is a matter that affects the country and our own livelihoods? Perhaps the medical practitioners are not sharing with us the revealing reports in the various hospitals enough. So it's like business as usual. Mr. Speaker, I would wait for another day where we would discuss this matter in detail. But I would, by way of conclusion, say that the issue of Galamsey calls for action, collective, not an NDC MPP affair. but a Ghana affair, so that it doesn't become like who you go to the area the people are mining, and then you say, oh, because you may lose election, you don't want to talk about it, or they will even push you to be lawless, all in the interest of votes that would end up in a coffin. Do we want to be burying people every weekend and all? Mr. Speaker, let me leave the rest for the leader of the House to put out for the records, and pray that that time will come for us to have a full discussion on this matter and send a strong message to the nation that enough is enough with the partisan approach on this Galamsey matter.
The Majority Leader, Mahama Ayariga, revealed one of the MPs had been put before court.
Scheduled that this morning, the member should be sent to the CID headquarters to meet with one of the deputy CID directors for processing. And so this morning, he went with our Majority Chief Whip and his lawyer. They received him at CID headquarters, took him through the processes, and I received a call not quite long ago that he has been taken to court, and as we speak, he is actually in court being arraigned. And so let me also indicate that as members of Parliament, we do not consider ourselves being above the law. Mr. Speaker, what I know is that the honourable member has flatly denied the allegations made of he instigating some community members against the law enforcement agencies, the military and the police. And I also got a call from the senior member that you alluded to, Honourable Collins Dauda. He called me from South Africa, and indeed he was very surprised because it happened in his constituency, and he was very surprised about the report that the media has put out there about what really happened. He was also of the firm belief that the report that he received is consistent with the claims being made by the Honourable Member of Parliament that he never instigated members of the communities against the law enforcement agencies.
Away from Parliament, the Institute of Economic Affairs is calling for an urgent review of Ghana's current mining policies, warning that the country continues to lose substantial value from its mineral wealth. Former Director General of the Internal Audit Agency, Dr. Eric Odrosai, says data from the 2024 annual mining report exposes glaring inequalities, with about $24 million spent on corporate social responsibility projects, yet Ghana earns an estimated 1 billion Ghana cedis in total revenue from mining companies. He's proposing, among other solutions, a review of the 5-year tax holidays granted to mining companies.
Let us review the current mining policy to improve environmental regulations and enforcement. Why do we pay or report benefits to the states in cedis when in actual fact the minerals are sold in dollars? Can government expand the operations of Gold Board to cover the activities of large-scale mining so that it would enhance or improve coordination in the sector? Can corporate social responsibility obligations of mining firms be reviewed and properly structured so that government would have a say and a stake in where and how these monies are used, since it is a tax-deductible expense? Can we review the fiscal component of all existing agreements, irrespective of the stability clause? And this is a legal question that we need to answer from here. Can we fast-track the ongoing review of the mining and mineral law to inform a review of the current mining leases if they expire or subsequent new leases? Can we abolish all juicy incentives, including those under Section 29, since the country has now attained the required technical capacity? Can we review the arrangement for government-free participating interest regime? What is the value of this interest? It is easy for you to establish it, but then what control does it give you? A way of influencing decisions at the board level. Can we review the rules of capitalization of expenditure on reconnaissance and prospecting? This is capitalized, and if we don't want to do that, then can we adequately resource the Geological Survey Authority to be able to develop and keep appropriate baseline geological data that would inform these reconnaissance and prospecting expenditure, so that at least it will reduce the cost they have to incur in these areas? Can we review the regime for 5-year carryover losses and also improve GRS capacity to be able to support these mining firms to report adequately? Can we also review the 5-year tax holidays given to mining firms in the first 5 years of operations?
Former Lands and Natural Resources Minister Inusa Fuseni, speaking at the bi-weekly IA Symposium, says the disparities in benefits from the sector are alarming and require immediate redress, citing the delays in reviewing and approving the lithium mining lease as evidence of a broken regulatory process that fails to serve the national interest.
The legal and regulatory regime that has been put in place in this country for the exploitation of our natural resources is not benefiting us. The benefits are skewed towards foreign investors. What do we do to get part of that benefit? I had said, when the agreement was being signed, that the discovery of lithium in this country offered us an important opportunity to move away from the fiscal regime that we have discussed today to new fiscal regimes, because we are in green energy transition, okay? And then lithium is going to be critical. It's going to be a critical mineral in the green energy transition. And so I thought that the model should have been totally different from the royalties model. I thought, again, that we should do service contracts. We advertise, get people who are willing to partner with Ghana for the exploitation of the lithium.
Away from that, management of the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital have told the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament that the hospital does not have a characterization laboratory to deal with heart problems. The management made this known to the committee when they appeared to answer questions on a 2019 audit report into the state of health equipment in various teaching hospitals across the country. James Aveji has a wrap of events at the committee sitting on Tuesday.
In a follow-up to that, the deputy chairman of the committee, David Sopokwansa, insisted on knowing how many licenses have been issued under the current government. The deputy lands minister's evasiveness on providing an exact figure to this question led to a back and forth between the two.
But as I speak to you, just last week, about 278 small-scale mining licenses were revoked. A lot of irregularities that you cannot even resolve were the reasons why we have to revoke them. After the elections, immediately after the elections, just 4 days for the new president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to be sworn in, 55 licenses were signed. So if we are talking about new ones that were signed, we can begin from there. That at least 55 were signed. We'll go and add whatever that we have added and bring it to you.
Minister, the interesting thing is that you remember the licenses that were issued 4 days to the expiration of the previous government.
Yes, in a row.
But you don't remember the number of licenses you have issued.
You are pushing me. You push me.
It shows the certain
You pushed me.
I never pushed you.
To tell you
I'm
what
here
I
to
do.
ask the questions. That is my role as a member of parliament
Yes.
and also the vice chair on this committee.
Yeah, so the 55.
Honorable member,
the
if
55
I'm going to be the chairman of this place, let me be the chairman. The minister said we need to give him up to this evening, right? He will get us the numbers. What is the big deal about it?
Nobody has disputed
Don't
that.
let us play politics with
I
it.
have not disputed that.
The chance to bring the numbers. And then we can play with it. Let's move on. The next one is by Honorable Frank Yeboah.
Well, after this, the deputy chairman walked out of the committee room while proceedings were still ongoing and came back some 10-15 minutes later. But in other matters that have been coming before the committee, the management of Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital have appeared before the committee. And you recall that in July this year, an emergency physician, Dr. Edu Ofori, had died at the Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital after what some say has been as a result of the lack of some critical equipment at the hospital. Management of the hospital have been telling the Public Account Committee that as we speak, there are still not enough MRI machines as well as CT scans.
In 2012, so it's over 13 years and it's working at fault. Working at fault means today is working, tomorrow is down. And that's why I'm sure at the time of the audit, it wasn't working. This is something we've been grappling with. We had 3 CT scan machines, only 1 is working currently. We're trying to bring up the second one, and currently we have engineers working on that. Something like cardiac catheterization lab, cath lab, for 70 years that Komfo Anokye has been in existence, we've never had one.
Deputy Health Minister Grace Ayensu has told the committee that there are currently some discussions ongoing to establish at least 4 catheterization labs across the country.
We have already contracted companies that are manufacturing these equipment. So hopefully soon, I don't want to put a specific timeline, at least we'll have 1 properly functioning cardiac catheterization lab in this country. And hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, we'll have 4 functioning cardiac catheterization labs so we can avoid these preventable deaths when it comes to heart attack and strokes and other medical conditions.
The committee resumes on Wednesday to look into the Auditor General's report from 2019 as well as the year ending 31st December 2024. From the Public Accounts Committee here in Parliament, I am James Savaji for Joy News.
Let's shift our attention now to election-related matters. The Interior Minister, Mohamed Muntaka Mubarak, has revealed that violent incidents during Ghana's 2020 and 2024 general election claimed 15 lives and left 40 others injured across several regions. A 30-member task force within the Criminal Investigating Department reviewed 12 fatal cases from both elections. The report submitted to the president found that most of the deaths resulted from the use of live ammunition by security forces and clashes between rival party supporters. Government has pledged compensation for affected families and ongoing prosecution for identified suspects.
The Inspector General of Police inaugurated a special task force within the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, of the Ghana Police Service. The mandate of the task force was to collaborate with the stakeholders to identify, review, and investigate all electoral violent cases that resulted in fatalities during the 2020 and 2024 general election. The Special Investigation Task Force identified 12 cases that took place during the 2020 and 2024 general election. These cases had resulted in 15 deaths across the country, and well over 40 individuals got injured. The report outlined detailed account of all the 12 cases recorded during the period. The detailed report, which has been submitted to His Excellency the President, also contains the various incidents, how they were brought or got to the notice of the police, and actions taken by investigators in line with the laid down investigation protocol and procedure.
Away from that, the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with Pure Health, the World Health Organization, and other partners, are intensifying efforts to reduce lead exposure in Ghanaian communities. According to the United Nations Children's Fund, the situation has reached alarming levels, with 1 in every 2 children found to have high levels of lead in their blood. Fatao Bayaga has more in the following report.
The contamination, according to research conducted in the Greater Accra, Ashanti and Northern regions, is largely linked to food and environmental pollution. Speaking to the media at the launch of the National Lead Poisoning Prevention Awareness Week in Accra, health specialist at UNICEF Ghana, Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Trementon Amwa, underscored the urgent need for action to protect children from the harmful effects of lead exposure.
The WHO estimates that children should not have levels above 5 points, for the layman, microgram per deciliter. But for the children that were examined, some had as high as even 40 and 30, very high levels. And that is alarming. And so that began the conversation to explore and find out some of the sources. It's alarming because this thing can be passed on to a baby who is unborn in the womb. So imagine that a pregnant woman has a baby in the womb, and some of the sources that we found, the pregnant woman eats those things, and the baby in the womb, even before delivery, has the brain impaired, has poor birth weight, comes out and is struggling. Some of them struggle to even crawl.
For the Regional Programs Director of Pure Earth, Reverend Dr. Esmond Wisdom Konsa, intensified public education and awareness are crucial to curbing the menace.
So lead exposure is a public health concern, destroying communities, destroying homes. And so it's an urgent need for action to be able to tackle the emerging concerns of lead poisoning in low and middle income countries like Ghana. I think the balance, where we strike the balance is awareness. Most of them do not know.
Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Food and Drugs Authority, Roderick Kobna Dadye Eje, states that the authority's latest research indicates that lead contamination is significantly high in local foods and products, including Tom Brown.
Then we also took a look at Winnie Mix, that is cereal. Some call it Tom Brown, because a lot of children use that product. Now, doing the work, and that's where the surprise came, because you could see heavy amounts of contamination with a lot of the products.
The organizations believe that intensified public education will significantly reduce lead exposure in communities across the country. For Joy News, Fatao Bayaga, Accra.
You're still watching Joy News Prime. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us here on Joy News Prime. Now, government says it is working to introduce German technologies in digitalizing Ghana's education system from kindergarten to junior high school. Education Minister Haruna Iddrisu says the initiative seeks to improve the technology usage of younger generation. He revealed this at a sword-cutting ceremony for a Center of Excellence for Green Technologies by the German President on the final day of his official visit to Ghana. Emmanuel Brad-Kweku reports.
As part of his 3-day tour to Ghana, German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier paid a courtesy visit to the Ashanti region and the Asantehene. During his visit, the president cut salt for the construction of a modern TVET center to train students and artisans in green technologies. The facility, located at the Kumasi Technical Institute, is an initiative of the government of Ghana with funding support from the Federal Republic of Germany. The project comprises the construction of a model height standard training facility equipped to facilitate training in green technologies in auto mechanics and plumbing, refrigeration and air conditioning, and green technology. Dr. Zakaria Suleiman is the director for the Commission of Technical and Vocational Education and Training.
The objective of it is to train young Ghanaians and professionals in highly demanded and high quality skills to contribute to Ghana's green economy. And this is the first stage of the sword cutting ceremony. Respectfully, as this is done.
And you are counting on the demand of the youngsters here in that region?
Yes,
they're looking for the career in these technologies. Exactly.
We have students from this institute who will be benefiting from this, but there are other technical schools in the region who will have access to this facility for training.
Education Minister Haruna Idrisu says plans are underway to digitalize Ghana's education system with German technologies, as he commended the German government for its immense contribution to Ghana's green infrastructure.
What is it that he has done today is contributing to improving livelihoods and contributing significantly to addressing unemployment, and particularly youth unemployment. As part of President Mahama Reset Agenda, Excellency Samaya, we are focusing on developing a TVET policy and establishing a TVET fund to support the skills training of young people in order that they can make meaningful contribution to our national development effort. We take today in pride that shared opportunity, mutual cooperation between Ghana and Germany has already yielded some dividends of over 40,000 persons trained arising out of it. And I'm happy to be working with my colleague now on a new initiative of digitalizing our education system using German technology, focusing primarily on kindergarten and junior high school and their use of technology.
Before leaving the country, the president finally paid a courtesy visit to the Menchia Palace to wrap up his tour to the country. A closed-door meeting with the Asantehene focused on strengthening bilateral relations, particularly in the areas of trade, technology, investment and development. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
Still on education, President of the Old Achimota School Association, Joel Nete, is making a case for the reversal of the computer placement system. According to him, the old system of school placement without the involvement of any computer is best for the country's secondary education level. He was speaking to journalists at the OAA President's Ball in Accra. The following report has more.
The annual event by the old students of the Achimota Senior High School is used as a platform to deliberate on key matters of national interest. This year's presidential ball focuses on the computer school placement system at the senior high school level. According to the Old Achimota Association President Joel Nete, Ghana is better off using the manual system, which had no challenges in selecting schools for candidates.
Sometimes a school that was not on their list at all. Sometimes their fourth choice school. And then this same computer has posted other students with worse grades. Students they sat in the same class with. So somebody gets an 8. Somebody sits in that same class, same school, gets a 17, gets a 20. It's posted to the school that this person who had a choice chose, because this computer has decided to post you to the left and post somebody else to the right. It makes no sense. When I was in school, we ran a system, or when I was going to secondary school, we ran a system that was based solely on merit. You want to go to a particular school, you know you have to work hard, you know you have to make a certain grade, and you get posted to that school. There's no need for computer interference, anybody's parent paying bribes. There was nothing.
He therefore called on stakeholders in the Ministry of Education to establish a committee to come up with a more prudent system to replace the current computer placement.
Now, I'm not sure whether I should say I'm happy about this, but I'm happy to the extent that this is a system that has been run by both governments or both major political parties. The NDC has run it, the NPP has run it. So hopefully we can step away from the politics and not have to blame one divide. It's both governments, it's both sets of parties, and the system is killing us. So we've got to change it. And I'm counting on the government, I'm calling on the president, I'm calling on the Minister of Education to put a team together to work to put up a system that's based on merit for the betterment of this country. So for us, for me as a person, but for all of us in various alumni associations across the country, this is a critical must-do that must be dealt with now. We can't wait till next year. What happened this year can't happen next year for the sake of this country. So that must happen now.
The association believes that government will listen to their plea and make some amendments to the placement system.
Away from that, let's tell you about one of Ghana's very finest philosophers who is known to have lived, studied and lectured at a European university in Germany. He was a Ghanaian born in Gazim in the western region, and just recently a street was named in his honor in Berlin. The following report has more.
Welcome to the Jubilee House on day 2 of the state's visit by Germany's President Frank-Walter Steinmeier. Ghana and Germany have maintained diplomatic relations since 1957, and that relationship has grown stronger over the years. Interestingly, the popular Ghanaian term "boga" is believed to have originated from the German city of Hamburg. In the 1980s and 1990s, many Ghanaians traveled to Germany in search of greener pastures. When they returned home, locals often referred to them as Hamburgers. Over time, that nickname was shortened and adapted into boga. Today, a boga in Ghanaian parlance refers to a Ghanaian living abroad or one who has returned from abroad. The word even inspired a genre of music known as boga highlife, a style of highlife music created by Ghanaians living in Germany. During the state luncheon at the Jubilee House, President Steinmeier turned the spotlight on Anton Wilhelm Amo, a Ghanaian who recently had a street named after him in Berlin, Germany's capital. Born in Axim, Amo is recognized as the first black philosopher known to have taught at a German university. He's believed to have been sold into slavery as a child and sent to Europe, where he rose to prominence as a scholar and thinker. Listen to the German president.
Since July the 18th of this summer, especially the people of our capital Berlin cannot escape the long roots of relations between Ghana and Germany. One of the most frequented streets in central Berlin, your ambassador will confirm that, just around the corner of the Foreign Office, has just been renamed after Anton Wilhelm Amo.
President Steinmeier says Germany's Modern Skills Migration Act will allow more skilled labor to move to Germany through legal pathways. President John Mahama, responding, says conversations are ongoing to deepen cooperation that will enable more skilled Ghanaian workers to take up opportunities in Germany.
And so we believe that bilateral agreements between us and other European countries that allow these skilled young people to go and work on fixed contracts in Europe, be able to earn a decent income and bring that expertise back to our country is the better way to go.
Away from that, 3 attempts, 1 boy, 1 dream to end Opokwari School's 23-year-old NSMQ drought. Stephen Barr first stunned the nation when, as a fresh Form 1 student, he led his school to the grand finale in 2023. Well, he fell short, stumbled again the following year, but today the Wonder Boy is back on the biggest stage for that one last shot at history. Jacqueline Answayewa has been engaging the young man and now reports.
Stephen Kofi Apema Bar's story is already written in the National Science and Maths Quiz history books as the first ever Form 1 student to represent Opokwari School back in 2023 when his team fought their way to the finals.
Stephen Kofi Apema Bar, you are the first Form 1 student, the youngest contestant to compete at the National Championship of the National Science and Maths Quiz.
He returned in 2024, only to face heartbreak when Opokuwari fell at the quarterfinal stage. He admits that moment broke him.
Last year, after we were kicked out by Ghana National in the quarterfinals, initially I just felt blank. So, like, I had no passion for anything whatsoever. So, initially it was in my mind that I should just give up, just stop or not compete in the competition any longer. But then I had motivation from my parents, my friends, from the old students and the teachers as well, that even if you fall, you must try again.
But this year, 2025, Stephen is back, not just with knowledge, but with fire.
Your major question with the same preamble. Aluminium hydroxide, 7.
2Al, open brackets, OH, close brackets, subscript 3, going into Al2O3 plus 3H2O.
That's right.
He's calm, focused, and precise, the kind of contestant who doesn't flinch under pressure. Some say he looks too serious, even unapproachable, but Stephen laughs that off.
People have this persona that they build about me that maybe Stephen is like, I'm not so socialistic with people. And I think once people get to know me, they actually have a change of mind about that.
You're a very friendly person.
Yeah, very friendly.
And when he's not solving equations or reciting reactions, Stephen's world slows down to music.
The music calms your mind and your heart.
What was the last song you listened to?
It's called Am I Dreaming by Metro Boomin.
Any Ghanaian artist that you also listen to most often?
Black Sheriff.
Yeah. What is your favorite song of Black Sheriff?
Eye Open.
Try keep your one eye open, left eye closed and the right eye working, one eye open, no.
Now, for teammate John Kusi, working with Stephen has been nothing short of inspiring. The two once competed against each other in the Junior Science and Math Quiz, but today they fight side by side, bonded by purpose and driven by focus.
It was strange at the moment, but with time we got to know each other and we shared similar experiences and got along with time.
After 9 National Science and Maths Quiz final appearances and 2 national trophies, Opokuwari School is chasing their 3rd trophy since 2002. And for Stephen, this journey isn't just about a title. Win or lose, what is next for Stephen?
Life continues as always, so there are a lot of other things than NSMQ in life, and maybe I haven't even lived half of my life yet, so I think the next thing would be my university, going to university and lots of other things that I haven't even thought of.
From the youngest ever contestant to one of the most determined faces on the national stage, Stephen Kofi Apemaba reminds us that courage isn't about never falling, it's about standing tall, learning through pain, and trying again. For Joy News, I'm Jacqueline Ansuma Yaboa.
Inspiring. You're still watching Joy News Prime. We're back with Showbiz after this quick turn. Please stay with us. It's time for Showbiz, and the lady herself joins me in the studio. Hi, Irene.
Hi, Fosti. How are you?
I'm great. It's been a while, hasn't it? Exactly. But I'm glad to see you. You're looking stunning. Tell me what's happening.
So, I mean, Persec Legon was out of the contest. They couldn't make it to the final stage of NSMQ or even win the trophy.
Sadly.
But they had fun. You know, even Account Fokra said that cry, jai him. So they had fun on Friday during their bonfire, night. And there were a lot of performances from Black Sheriff to DWP. If you missed moments from the event, here's what went down.
Present for life. Present for life. Everything gonna be
Interesting.
Yeah,
oh,
very
that celebration
right?
when you lost. Oh my God, I'm so impressed.
But I mean, that should have been the end of the story. But guess what? There is more to the news because among the performers was Ara the J. Okay. He is a musician. He performed at the event, and guess what? He was expecting the students to cheer him just like the other performers, but they met him with boos and chants of away. Just take a look at this video.
Make I hear for the room. Make I hear what? 1, 2, 1, 2, she make I want to walk across the room. 1, 2, 1, 2, she make I want to walk across the room.
Oh dear, well, I'm speechless really because this is an up-and-coming artist.
He's not even up-and-coming. Like, he's done music with Nigerian artists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you know the sad aspect of the matter is that he is an old student of Persec.
Oh, I see. So he has done music before? Well, we need to know a lot about his, stagecraft, clearly.
Yeah. So, I mean, it got a lot of people talking.
What can I say? Don't look at me like that. I'm not the student.
It got a lot of people talking on social media, and we want to take a look at some of the comments.
Okay, let's see the comments.
So let's take a look at a comment. Yeah, that's one of his songs.
He's actually quite popular.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Oh my God. No, but see, let's look at the bright side. He came, he saw, and he tried to conquer.
Yeah, so we have this from Wendy Shea, who is saying that every great musician has had a night like that. It's part of the journey. I'm a living example. Some people will pay millions to come watch you. RDJ, brace yourself because you are the next big thing. And we have others saying, RDJ, wait squad do am for stage, no. Charlie, slow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're in showbiz, you should expect things like that because there's going to be raining, sunny days. And there's some days where you're not going to have both. And I mean, these are all parts of the success story. But let's go straight away from that. He actually performed at Tema over the weekend.
Oh, I see.
And the crowd jeered him. I mean, they were so excited about his performance. Well, let's take a look at the video. See the irony of the situation.
Really. So what's the problem? I don't know.
Okay. But away from that, we have more news coming up in showbiz where I take you to Pacey Esther's camp because over the weekend, that was on Sunday, 2nd November, she had her 4th edition of the Flora Made by Grace concert. Let's take a look at the event.
Making their way up the stairs and into the auditorium, a sign that something special was about to unfold.
It is working! That's what I have for you for today's edition of Showbiz. Welcome.
Thank you, Irene. We enjoyed it. And, let's just take some bit of inspiration from what happened. Persec lost, but they partied hard. So it's fine. You can be going through a down moment in your life, but still have a positive outlook on life. And that's how we wrap up Joy News Prime. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina Safo. Good evening.